After scaling down its budget, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is now agonizing on how best to work with the 17.5 billion shillings allocated to it, down from just over 40 billion shillings that it had originally requested for. However, the IEBC says it has also been given the green light by Treasury to factor in an estimated 4.5 billion shillings from the total budget it had been allocated to finance its operations within the 2011-2012 financial year, but which has remained unspent. The first step was to reduce the number of polling stations from 45,000 to 40,000, but just how much has been saved in the process?
Maybe 4 billion, kwa sababu ukipunguza vituo za kupiga kura unapunguza ballot papers, unapunguza ballot boxes, unapunguza wale watu ambao wanawahajiri kuhesabu hiyo kura na kufanya kazi hapo.
The Commission says it will now have to further reduce expenditure by cutting down on vehicle purchases. The number of days for voter registration will be reduced. The amount of money set aside for voter education has already been slashed from 4 billion to 1 billion shillings. The Commission had already done away with the 6.5 billion shillings that had been factored in for a presidential runoff.
Voter education in a post-conflict electoral situation cannot be underrated, cannot be undervalued. And although you allocated this to it, I would say it's unfortunate.
Also reduced is the allocation for security personnel.
We had put in provision, for example, allowances to security forces, about almost 700 million.
The Commission says it would, however, not compromise on biometric or electronic voter registration, as well as the provision for electronic transmission of results. Oswago says the consequences of working with a lean budget are many, including a slower pace of voting.
We might end up saying, very well, we are closing the stations at 9 o'clock, so there is no counting today. We'll start the counting the following day. The people who count the votes start their work in the morning. They work the whole day when they're preparing the station. They work the whole night. Then the following day, they do the counting up to very, very late. So by the time they do the counting, the human beings, they're tired. We were thinking of a shift kind of situation.
The question is, with the new developments, can Kenyans still expect that the process will be credible?
We will do with what we have.
The election budget, IEBC's current headache. Alex Chamwada for Citizen Live at 9.